The church has learned more about its ministry and mission in the past year than it did in the past 10 years, which is incredible. But this growth journey has not been without its growth pains. We as church leaders had to release outdated methods and mindsets so we could receive new ones. And that was most intensely felt within Church Online. So I wanted to share the 6 things I learned about Church Online this past year. 1, content needs to be captivating because your guests are no longer captive. When guests are in the physical room, the chances of their minds or their bodies wandering off is minimized. But when they're in the digital room, that increases dramatically. This means that your content needs to be short. It needs to be all killer and no filler. 2, if content is king, then audio is queen. People's eyes can endure a subpar visual experience, but their ears will not put up with a mediocre audio experience. In my church, Christ Fellowship Miami, we used to send a dry mix from the soundboard to our online audience. That will no longer cut it for them. So we therefore invested in an online mixing station and a contract audio mixer. During the season of COVID and reductions, we have cut back in a lot of areas, but we are not cutting back here because people will not compromise what they hear. 3, in the past, both our in-person and our online experiences were pretty siloed. What I mean by that is they didn't reference each other much. During the season, we've seen the benefit of referencing the other experience and funneling guests in both directions. We believe that a rising tide raises all ships, and therefore we're giving shout outs on each platform for the other platform. 4, we started treating our first service on the weekend, which is a Saturday night at 5 p.m. as a studio recording. So the host lets the guests know that the teaching pastor will be primarily making eye contact with a camera during the message to better connect with our online viewers. In the past, our teaching team would communicate from the stage, looking at everybody. Now we're saying, hey, don't communicate from the stage, communicate to the screen. 5, we've widened the appeal of our content by minimizing local references and avoiding contextualized clues about dates and times. So we don't talk about local sport teams, and we always try to shoot indoors, not outdoors like I am doing right now. We've also widened the appeal of the content with increasing welcoming and normalizing language. Like, one of the things at Christ Fellowship we always do is ... This helps outsiders feel like insiders. And then 6, my last learning from Church Online this year is we need to continue wrestling with questions next year because there's still so much to learn. And for us, one of the primary questions is, who's that? Who's our primary audience? Can't be both. Is it our online audience or is it our physical campuses? Once we know that, it answers a lot of ministerial questions from there. So, is our physical campuses our primary audience because we've been trained to how to minister to them? Or is our online audience our main audience because they're the bigger audience? These are great questions that we're going to be wrestling with come 2021. Those are the 6 things I learned about Church Online this year. Let me know what you learned and also connect with me because I would love to learn from you. You can find more content at benstapley.com. Can't wait to see you guys next time.